All right, let me fix the beret, the little apple beret. Obviously, this is the most important part of the video. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Peyton. It is nice to meet you. It is nice to see you. Today, we are going to be talking about Ooblets. And no, that is not just a funny little word that I made up. It is the name of an adorable game that has just come to Nintendo Switch earlier this past week. In today's video, we're going to talk all things Ooblets. I'm going to tell you what the heck an Ooblet is. I'm going to give you the premise of the game, my personal experience playing it so far, and most importantly, if I think the game is genuinely worth buying, checking out, and spending some time on. But before we get into today's video, please be sure to click that lovely little like button, as well as subscribe if you haven't already. We recently hit 5K over here in the corner, and we would love to have you be a part of our crazy little sloth family, as it is growing so much. Thank you so much, guys. All right, I'll stop talking. Let's get into the Ooblets. Okay, so first of all, you should probably know that Ooblets isn't actually a brand new game. Ooblets has been around since 2020 when it came out on the PC and Xbox, but it is in its brand new version for the Nintendo Switch, which just came out on September 1st. Now, you may be thinking at this point, okay, what the heck is an Ooblet, Peyton? What is this game? What are we doing here? Let me tell you. In essence, Ooblets is the story of your character. My character is called Pay, with 2 Y's, because 2 Y's is cuter than 1, and you could name your character whatever you'd like, and basically you've left your old boring quote-unquote tootie for some reason. Tootie is my favorite adjective now. You've left your old boring life in search of something new and exciting, because you want to find something new and exciting. Don't we all? The game starts with your character moving to a brand new place called Badgetown, and you very quickly learn that Badgetown is not only filled with very colorful characters, but also Ooblets. And Ooblets are basically, I'm just calling them cute little monster babies. They're cute little monster babies that are all over town of varying types with varying style choices. There are a lot of Ooblets, they're everywhere, and you know what? I will say they're 20 times cuter than you think they're going to be. After arriving at Badgetown, your character quickly realizes that there's a lot wrong with Badgetown. And so, the mayor of Badgetown, Tinstel, meets you and decides to make a deal with you. They say, okay, you can have this old abandoned farm, but you gotta run it. You can live there, but you have to run it, and you need to help me bring Badgetown back. You need to help me liven it up. And as you do this, you get different badges and wishes that help you unlock more tasks and cooler items in the game. And you fix Badgetown up by doing farming, making friends with, and also doing tasks for all of the different citizens of Badgetown who all have their own very unique personalities. You do this by cleaning up trash that's around Badgetown and using it to recycle to make new materials. Most importantly, you help You help develop the research center for the Ooblets and also the wildlands kind of sanctuary where the Ooblets live. And you do this by growing Ooblets, which you get Ooblet seeds by winning dance battles. Are you still with me? Are you still with me? I promise it makes sense. Yes, you win dance battles and then you win Ooblet seeds, you plant them, cute little monster babies. You're doing a good job. That's pretty much the bare bones objective of the game, but Ooblets does have its fair share of customization as well, so there are a lot of things to design and kind of play around with. Specifically, there are so many options for customizing your character, specifically when it comes to hairstyle and fashion choices, not only just for you, but for your Ooblet as well. Your Ooblet can have a beret. Hello? Your Ooblet can be more fashionable than you, frankly. And there's also a pretty wide collection of furniture that you could use inside of your farm and also outside of it. In all, this game is kind of like an adorable mix between Animal Crossing New Horizons and Stardew Valley, in which it is a farming game and there are crazy little, sometimes questionable looking creatures that run around and be your friend. That was my pretty basic explanation of what the game is. Now that I've told you what Ooblets is, I want to give you my experience playing it so far, keeping in mind I'm only about 10 hours into the game, so this is kind of more, I guess, like a first impressions of the game. But I think first impressions are very important as well. Overall, I really like this game, and I think that this game can suit a wide range of audience. So I, personally as a 23-year-old lady, am loving it because there's so much to do. This is one of those games that really sucks you in, and you can get lost playing it hours and hours and hours because you're not waiting for things. You don't need to wait. You can just keep on keeping on and keep on doing it and keep on oobleting and keep on dance battling and keep on everything, which I personally really love in a game. I don't really love a kind of game where you need to wait for things to happen. And that's kind of more suited for maybe some older people. What's great is there are so many tasks you could do in the game. So if you're an older person, you may enjoy doing multiple tasks at a time, where a child might be better suited doing one task at a time, which you can absolutely do. You can do one task at a time, or you could do 10. It kind of is up to you on how you want to play the game. I think the game is also good for kids because it's super fun, it's colorful, there's cute little monster babies, and the most fun part of the game is getting the ooblets. And that part isn't that hard. Maybe I'm just the greatest dancer to ever exist, but I've never come close to losing a dance battle. That is kind of one of my more negative thoughts of the game, is winning the dance battle specifically is pretty easy to do. Again, maybe I'm just a dance mastermind, or maybe the dance battles get harder as you go further in the game, but right now it's pretty easy to get ooblets, which, you know, for a kid that is awesome, but for a little bit older of a viewer, you may find some more joy in some of the other aspects like foraging, crafting, and talking to all of the people and doing all the side quests, rather than just obtaining the ooblets. That said, while the dance battles themselves might be easy, I will say sometimes it is a little hard to get the ooblets because you need to have very, very specific resources to get them. So while the actual dance battle component is a little easy, sometimes it's a little tricky to find all of the things you need to actually get to the dance battle. I don't know if any of this makes sense out of context, but I promise if you play the game, it does. And the ooblets really are such a fun part of the game because they are so cute. There are so many different variants. Personally, what sold me on this game before I even saw anyone else play it, obviously I pre-ordered it, and that was just the mere existence of Shrumbo. I saw Shrumbo in the trailer and I said, I'm sold. I think that the ooblets themselves do bring a lot of joy and a lot of fun on their own. I'm also really enjoying the customization elements of the game. It's definitely a little bit less than a game like Animal Crossing New Horizons, in which, again, keeping in mind I'm only about 10 hours in, so I don't know the extent of how crazy the customization gets, but I imagine this isn't a game where you start terraforming your whole town and stuff like that. It feels very kind of like Stardew Valley, where I'm not changing the landscape so much, but I'm customizing my farm to make it my own, I'm customizing my house, and I'm customizing my character. But what's nice is it takes a long time to unlock certain customizations, so it's not all over and done with in like 5 seconds. This game feels like one that you can play for a little bit before you like finish it. At least it seems like that to me. That's me being 10 out. Maybe I'm just bad, but I'm 10 hours in, my farm still looks like trash, and I've got no items. Because it's hard, it takes time, which is good, you want it to take time. I think it's okay that there's no like terraforming in this game because there are so many tasks for you to do. There's not enough time. There's not enough time for you to be like terraforming cliffs and stuff. And actually, again, I think it's very rewarding to work for the items that you get, and that way when you do get to customize, it feels very earned. I also really like that you could customize your ooblets. You can name them, and you can also decide which ones follow you around like little stalkers, which ones stay on your farm, and which ones go to the wildlife sanctuary. It's cute. It's nice. I've picked some fun names for my ooblets, some of which include Fun Guy, Fun Gal, and Veggie Grill, just to name a few of the lovely names I've come up with. And like I said before, you could also accessorize your ooblet, which just makes it even cuter and more fun. Who's gonna be mad about a little monster baby wearing a cute little outfit? No one. Another thing I'm really enjoying about my playing of the game so far is that the backstory is seeming to get deeper as you go through the game. There is this backstory forming where you're finding these diary pieces all over the town that kind of give you a little bit of an insight to all the negative things going on. And it feels like we're getting closer to unlocking some kind of mystery, as well as there are different towns for you to visit. So Badge Town is your town, but as you get further in the game, there are other places for you to visit, and each place has their own unique nature, their own unique characters, and their own unique ooblets. So that's kind of fun because it feels like there are more things to be discovered as you get further in the game, which keeps you engaged. I think from me talking about it, you could probably guess that I really, really like this game, and overall I think it's very positive. I might as go as far to say I'm actually a little bit obsessed with it, but I do want to touch on some negative aspects to the game for you to consider before you purchase the game. One of the biggest downsides to Ooblets is it is a solo player game, which means, you know, your friends in real life cannot come and visit your farm, and you can't dance battle your friends for their Ooblets, which I think would be so cool. But regardless, even though you can't play multiplayer, I do think there are so many things for you to do that doesn't feel like the biggest loss in the world, but it is something for you to consider if you really like multiplayer games. Another downside, like I kind of touched on before, there is definitely customization, but this isn't a design game specifically. To me, this feels more like a farming and quest-based game with some nice design elements in it. I personally don't mind that it's not as design-centric because there are so many things for you to do, and like I said, I'm not that far in the game to really see the extent of the customization. I'm just kind of getting the feel that if you really like Animal Crossing New Horizons, where you're making a whole giant island very specific, this game isn't that. This game is definitely more similar to Stardew Valley in that way of you can customize and do a lot to your farm, but you're not really transforming it into like a whole different world, you know what I mean? Despite these few little things, I really think this game is worth giving a shot. I have spent 10 hours on the game, which is like a decent amount of time already, and I feel like I've barely scratched the surface of all of the stuff going on in Ooblets, and I'm really excited to find out more. So personally, I can't recommend this game enough. Currently on the eShop, it is $19.99. It is on sale right now, but then it will be going back to its original price of $29.99. Even at the higher price, honestly, the $29.99, I still think the game is worth it. I think you're definitely getting tons of content for $29.99, and what I also really like about this game is that the developers have really seemed to put their whole heart and soul into it. I know that they've been working on this game for like 6 years, and they have come out and said that there are going to be updates for the game, which is exciting because it feels like this is the start of a whole new community. Maybe they're going to come out with more Ooblets, maybe they're going to come out with more items, and there'll be more and more things for you to collect. And for me, that definitely feels worth trying out and worth investing in. If you want some more information about Ooblets before you buy it, I definitely recommend checking out the stream I made playing it. I had no idea about anything before I played it on that stream, so you're really gonna get a full, raw first impressions, first playthrough. It was about 5.5 hours of gameplay, so you can kind of really get a sense of the game in that stream. So if you want to check that out, that is here on my channel, and it'll be linked in the description down below. That's what I think I have to say about Ooblets for now. I will definitely be saying more about Ooblets to come, but for now, I love this game. I'm really excited to play it further. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a like, and also leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts about Ooblets. Have you played it? Do you want to play it? What do you like? What do you not like? What are you not sure about? I want to know all of your Ooblets thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you guys again for being here. All of the love in the world. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!